Big names are filling up the campus there, but no bigger name than this guy right here, Mike Lissette. What's up, Mike?
I was going to say, I hope you're ready for a transition there. We talk about big games. I am clearly not the biggest name, but just like those Panthers, I am here in Spartanburg, and I am very excited for the upcoming season. We saw earlier in the show some of the vets arriving. You'll see more of that in just a little bit. A lot of those guys just spoke to the media. A lot of those guys have plenty of optimism. One thing I heard that I really like this year is there's no theme. There's no rallying cry for this. There's no catchphrase on the wall they're going with this year. The bottom line is this: they are here, and they just want to win. Now, if you are coming here to Wofford for the first practice tomorrow, and if you've never been here, I get it. It can be a little overwhelming, but fortunately, I've got you covered. I recently took a tour around campus, leaving it no stone unturned and no storyline about the Panthers untold. All right, look, I get it. Panthers training camp. If you live in Charlotte, it's an hour and a half away. It's a long way. You're debating about whether or not you want to go. You should go. And if you've never been before, you're driving with the right guy, because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. It all started at Wofford in 1995. That's when the Panthers hit town for the first time with a guy named Frank Reich as their backup quarterback. That guy, of course, now is their first-year head coach. He's trying to get the franchise back to the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. Once you're on campus, staff members will direct you to a parking lot and a parking spot. Once you're settled, you're good to go.
He's headed for the end zone. Touchdown.
Speaking of being good to go, there's also a new star running back on the roster. After a couple of injury-riddled seasons, Miles Sanders turned a breakout year in Philly into a brand new contract with Carolina. With a seasoned offensive line blocking for him, you might find yourself at the merchandise stand this week buying one of his jerseys. Now, past the Porta Johns is the entrance. Tickets here are free, but they want you to get them in advance, and you can do that by going to Ticketmaster.com. And once you find yourself on the hill that overlooks the practice fields, you might want to check out the defense. Ejiro Evero is now in charge, and he is changing things up big time. The 4-3 formation is gone. The 3-4 is here to stay, and that means new spots in the field for a number of key players. All right, here's another cool spot to be. It's right off to the side. If you come here before practice, you can watch the players up close as they take the field. If you come here afterwards, you might be lucky enough to get an autograph. I should advise you that competition will be fierce to get the John Hancock of the Panthers' #1 pick. That would be quarterback Bryce Young. He hasn't been named the starter just yet, but he has been working with the Ones since the end of spring camp. At 5'10", his size has been questioned ever since he arrived in the Queen City. However, now he might be packing on a few more pounds thanks to the help of a team nutritionist. And one more note, if you are coming to Wofford for the first practice tomorrow, which starts at 10 o'clock, it is going to be hot. We had an intern who insisted on wearing long-sleeve shirts. He found out just how hot it was yesterday, and this morning he actually cut his sleeves off to prepare for the heat today. It's supposed to get to be around 92 degrees. So, again, if you're coming, wear short-sleeve shirts. And if you are coming, guys, if we bring you back in here, you got to arrive in style. Arrive sort of like, I don't know, Johnny Hecker did earlier today. If you want to check out some of this video here, I want to pull you guys in and kind of get your thoughts. He's wearing a Frank Reich jersey. Did he have this in his closet, or do you think this is a way of getting on the good graces of his new head coach?
Oh, no, he's absolutely sucking up to Coach.
Oh, I think it'd be neat if he had it somewhere, a family member or something had
I mean, that's Ann Wyatt's Hallmark version of him wearing that jersey. Yeah, I think somehow he found it and he's trying to suck up to the coach. But,
who else have we seen arrive?
Yeah, well, you got to check out Herb Miller. If we can pull up the Herb Miller car for a second. I mean, there's arriving in style, and then there's doing it just like Herb did earlier today. He's a cornerback on the team, if we could pull up that video. He had this car. It looked like something out of the movie Tron, sort of like lights all over and lines and stuff like that. It was a little wacky. We saw it earlier in the show. I think there it is right there.
There it is.
Did you guys say it sort of had like Barbie movie vibes?
Well,
what do you think about
I feel like everything right now that has any pink in it has something to do with the Barbie movie.
I'm not sure that's what Herb wants to hear.
Probably not. I don't think he's going for Ken, the Ken doll or anything like that. I mean, it's interesting, and I think your Camry could look good with that paint scheme there, Mike.
Well, it certainly needs some painting after the dings. You got a little daughter that climbs up on the thing. It's got her footprints all over trying to get into her car seat. So, yeah, it does need a new painting. I'll have to convince my wife, Abby, that this is the route we need to go.
Yeah,
guys, love being with you this morning. We've got so much more to come today. We just heard a bunch of players. All that coming up this afternoon. Will and Carl are going to be right back on set. And I, of course, are going to be with you guys tomorrow morning. I'm looking forward to that. And I will bring the donut, just to let you know.
Oh.
All right. Thank you,
forward to
Mike.
that.
We appreciate your reports this morning.